Hey,
What's up?
what's good? What is good, you guys? It's your boy Randy Anderson here with another episode, actually a bonus episode of the Average Guy podcast on Average Guy Studios. And right now, what we'll be talking about is the whole Charlemagne thing. We're gonna break that down and give our unlicensed opinions on this. But we're waiting for a couple more people, and then we can start. Hey, Lauren.
What's the deal, man?
Nothing much. Hold on, let me. Well, yeah, we're gonna wait for Corey real quick. Gonna give him a couple more minutes, and we're just gonna go ahead and start. He can just jump in.
Yeah.
But yeah. So,
I already know what you got some crazy shit to say, Ryan.
Man, it's crazy what you can. It's crazy how much information you can find in a limited amount of time.
That's true.
It is crazy.
Oh, all right. Give him one more minute, then we go ahead and start. So, could y'all hear that?
Nah, I'm not hearing anything.
You can't hear that. Oh man, this. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Might end up having to listen to that, but maybe. Can you hear that now?
I don't hear anything. I see the image.
But y'all don't hear nothing? Word? That's wild. Hold on. All right, I might all right, we might have to just do it through my phone then.
Did you hit play?
Yeah.
You trying to play the video clip?
Yeah, well, I was, but it's not coming through for some reason. So what I'm gonna do is get it set up on my phone. My bad, everybody. Yeah, I know. We little right now. Don't worry, I'll get this shit together. Hold on, make sure ain't nobody in the chat thing. All right. Damn. When you think you have everything running right.
Hey, y'all see the boy T.O. on that new Madden cover?
What?
Nah, man, T.O.
What? No way.
T.O. play too much, man.
That's my guy, man.
John McQueen.
I should have had him on in the Hall of Fame a long time ago, man. He a crybaby, but man, he put in some good work though.
The only reason he wasn't the first ballot is because he's a crybaby. Otherwise, he would have been first ballot. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the fact that he got in, he should have just roll with it, man. Like, you ain't got to be extra all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you mad that they ain't put you in on the first ballot, but I mean, that T.O. was a head case, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Queen James is the biggest crybaby in the NBA, and they put him on the cover.
You right. You are right. You have a valid point there.
Terrell Owens is not one of the top 3 wide receivers in the history of the game.
Hey, he was at some point. Well, I ain't gonna say history, but he was definitely elite at some point.
I mean, I put T.O. in the top. I put him in that 6 to 10 range. You know what I'm saying?
You said top 10?
Yeah, I put him in top 10. Corey said he can't get in.
I might have to resend you guys the invite, but yeah. Hold on, real quick.
You just should have went up there.
Brother.
Ocho Cinco?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
I don't even know if Ocho cracks my top 10.
I just wanted to make sure if you was just a little crazy or went full blown for a second.
Nah, man. Ocho Cinco, I mean, he was more of a head case than T.O. I'll say that much.
anybody that been on Dancing with the Stars has done a little drugs at some point.
Oh yeah.
Are you saying Jerry Rice did some drugs at some point?
I believe so. I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, there. No disrespect to Jerry Rice, man. Hey, I don't judge, but yeah, at some point, Jerry Rice would definitely go above T.O., but I'll put him up there though. He ain't too far behind.
I put T.O. like 6 or something like that. T.O. makes 6, probably 6 or 7 on my list, man. But like I said, man, I wasn't with him not using his platform to get his shine. Like, that's your moment to get your shine. Like, that's why I'm like, I know you ain't happy with it, the fact that it took 3 times before you got voted in, but this is your moment. You know what I'm saying? So take full advantage of it and be yourself on the grandest stage of, you know what I'm saying, the NFL. Like, do you. That's the only thing that killed me. I mean, don't get me wrong, but you know, I mean, wherever he gave this speech, was it University of Tennessee, Chattanooga or something? Like, nah, you could have been on national TV with a chance to be T.O. and you gonna do it at a 2A Division II college just because you mad. Like, that's your feelings, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm telling you, Tuesday. If you whoever gonna be on Tuesday, there's some news that I heard that ain't been really said just of late. I want to get y'all opinions on.
About what?
About them young 76ers.
Oh. Joel Embiid. I'm waiting for Joel to stay healthy before I say anything about them.
Oh
Ben
man,
Simmons can't carry them for an 82 game season by himself.
Hey, we'll talk about it Tuesday. Tuesday.
We almost got LeBron, man. Yeah, almost.
almost counts for hand shoes and a horse grenade. What was it?
Right.
Whatever that shit is.
Tarnished the yellow and gold and purple, man.
I mean,
tears all over the LA court. Sad, man. He got paid though. Definitely got paid.
Yeah, it was inevitable, man. The only way he wasn't going to LA was if Cleveland would have won the title. Otherwise, it was inevitable. What's up, bro?
What's up?
Cleveland go burn that nigga jersey twice. What's up, Corey?
All right. So it looks like we almost good. Let me get this.
Man, is this a funeral? Do we all have on black shirts?
Hold on.
Funeral for morale.
This was not playing, guys.
Oh, just a sec.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Yeah.
We got you loud and clear, man.
Can you hear us, Corey?
Yeah, I hear y'all. But it's,
okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
All right. So pretty much, guys, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to give our breakdowns, our unlicensed opinions on this whole Charlemagne and him being accused of sexually assaulting a young lady at the age of 15. So with all that being said, let's get the clip started.
Shortly after I started seeing him on TV and hearing more about him, and that just brought up all of the, old wounds I had from the issue or the situation. So for me, it's just, I want people to know who he really is, for one. And I just want closeness in the whole situation. I mean, it's been over, 15 years now, and I'm still dealing with it. Yeah. I mean, I go to counseling for it. At one point, I was on medication. It's something that is with me to this day. And I really just want to kind of put it behind me. It's hard to do that. This person on TV, he's everywhere.
Okay, so Charlemagne's incomplete with regards to...
All right, so what is your thoughts on that real quick? Your first thoughts while I get this second one lined up. You said what?
Is that the full interview?
Yeah, but due to concerns of people getting flagged and their video taken down, I had to do just the clips because that's what I was told.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I somehow found it.
It was Star put it back up on his thing. He put it back up.
Oh, look, I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's on there.
You sound like a cornball.
Yeah, it's on there. It's the hold on.
Yeah, I just watched that shit. It's on there.
Yeah, it's back on there. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That fool. I tell you, Star be on his Grizzly suit. That motherfucker. Hold on. Unless they got it removed again. Oh yeah, they removed that shit again. God damn.
I just watched that motherfucker, man.
It was up yesterday.
I just watched that shit like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, they are not playing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
see that alone is why, man. That looks bad, man. That looks bad on Charlamagne's part, man. Because if you got to let her. I understand he gonna damage control for himself. You don't want nobody, questioning that type of thing. It's not like it can be brought back up in court or anything. You know what I'm saying? So let her. I guess, but that's what a motherfucker would do if they did something, wrong. They don't want nobody to know or anything. So that's understandable. But at the same time, it's like, man, we trying to. This is different from all the other little Me Too movements and everything. It's like, damn, let everybody see the different facts and everything. And that's what Charlamagne sits there and advocates every day. But he does it on a more, that more corporate type of way, like, with those cases where really, nobody really knows, or, things like that. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, as far as corporate, he's going to say, Charlamagne nowadays says the things that are more accepted, in the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? He plays it safe. You know what I'm saying? He still says, little edgy things from now time, but for the most part, man, he plays it safe. He caters toward women, stuff like that. But it's like, nah, it's a different case because, they have two different stories. You know what I'm saying? They have two different complete stories. So yeah, that's fucked up, man. He took it down, man.
All right, Lauren, what you got for us?
In regards to the clip, I'm still torn on the whole thing, but in regards to that particular clip there, I guess my question for her, the alleged victim, would be, when did you start getting help, and what are you doing to try to get through this, particular situation? Because, I can understand where she's still, having, trauma based off of, this particular event, probably so much more because she probably doesn't know exactly what happened, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of see where she's coming from that perspective. And it's obvious through everything that, has transpired that something happened. So, she's entitled to speak out and speak about, what allegedly happened to her. And I feel for her. She's still having pain, but I would like to know, what she's doing, specifically, and also what she's doing to help other young women or young men, I guess, prevent this from happening to them in the future. Like, I think sometimes the best resolution of something like this is to help somebody else, so it doesn't happen to them.
Okay, Ryan, you up next?
Man, first off, I'm gonna speak on Charlamagne, man. I'm gonna tell everybody some shit they already know, or they should know. you know, and I got to get on him first, just so you know, can't nobody say I'm woman bashing and shit, because I really ain't got shit nice to say about the chick or her mama for real. But you know, Charlamagne fucked up just like a lot of dudes out here. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you 22, 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? Be cordially, uh, even trying to be cordially friends with a bitch that ain't shit but 15, nigga. You lost your goddamn mind. You got way fucking better to do. You know, you surrounded by chicks your age and older even, or legally old, you know, legally mature enough just from the career that you in. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't as big as he is right now back then, but still, you know. And just the fact that you would even associate yourself with motherfuckers that young says a lot about your character as a person. And you know, that's what I'm gonna say about that. You know, he fucked up for even allowing himself to be in that situation in the first place, and to get on this chick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's done is done. You know, everybody had their day in court. You know, for her to sit up there and say, you know, she don't feel like anything was done. And they got his probation. You know what I'm saying? You may not agree with it now. Your mama may not have agreed with it back then. But, you know, the consequences of his actions that the court saw fit to put on him, he already dealt with that shit. And for this bitch to go off and say, oh, well, I can't move on with my life and still bother me. Yeah, you may still be affected. It may still be a memory, but you moved on. You know, you got kids now. You know, you was 15 then. You 32 now. You know what I'm saying? How many dicks done been in this bitch since then? You know what I'm saying? You ever tell a nigga, nah, I'm cool. You know, when the nigga was putting that baby in you, was you telling this nigga, hey, I fucked up because this nigga Charlamagne got me fucked up at a young age with you wop? You know, shit might not be Gucci. Like, I'm not cool with this. Hell nah. You went on ahead and did the deed. You done sucked plenty dick since then. You done fucked plenty niggas since then. You good. Like, you physically, you are able to function mentally. You have a career. You are making executive moves. Like, you're able to function as a full grown adult. So I don't believe that, you know, that shit is fucking you up to the point where you want to dig up some old bullshit just to see this nigga tossed in jail so you can feel good about yourself. Like,
hold on, that's because what this is about is more. See, I want to make sure that when it comes to black women and having these type of cases, they don't get the same respect in the media, as far as media in white America, as, you know what I'm saying, the white women that come out and cry wolf, you know what I'm saying, and have less evidence. See, the thing about her is she filed a report that fucking day. You know what I'm saying? She filed her report that night. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It's just like it can't get prosecuted in any way or anything as far as as far as in the judicial
okay, baby?
you know, that type of the hell am I trying to say? Statute of limitations. It's already went through. Not the statute of limitations, because there's no statute of limitations on that. But as far as it's already been, he already took a plea deal. He took a plea deal on the case.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. As far as the case, the shit is over with. You know what I'm saying? But for her to try to bring the shit back up because she says she feels some kind of way or haunted by the memories of some shit that wasn't proven back then, mentally, that's one thing. But to bring that shit out in the public, to bring everybody else in your business, just so you can try to, you know, take some further action, that's some fuck shit by all means. And if anything, you know, it's not her. I know, but still, that's that Me Too shit. Like, you know, she says she ain't looking for no money or don't care about them and this and that.
Me Too ain't supporting her.
One at a time, y'all. One at a time.
Me Too ain't supporting it though.
No, I'm just saying, just looking at the story and the interview and shit like that, you know, it's fucked up, you know, what happened to her. You know, there is a sense of accountability, not just on her, but her mom, if not anybody else, or if not more than anybody else, for the simple fact, I got a daughter. And there ain't no way in fucking hell I'm gonna let my daughter, no, fuck 15, 16, hell, 17 or 18 hanging out with some niggas damn near 10 years older than her.
Yeah. Hold on, Ryan. Hold on, Ryan. We'll get ready to talk. We'll talk about that in a minute because we have a few more clips. So let's play the next clip.
Same time, this did not go to trial because he took the plea deal, yes?
Right, and it wasn't that I didn't feel it was necessary. I wanted to go, but my mother, she felt differently. She didn't want me there.
Right. Okay. You make reference in your statement that Charlemagne, he made Malika a drink. Did he make a drink for you as well?
And he made both of us a drink, yes.
The fuck is you doing drinking? You 15.
Hold on.
Made you limp or made you pass out? What?
Well, okay, so Malika, she was drinking before I started drinking. She probably had a cup. I was just about finishing my cup. Before I finished my cup, she ended up just throwing up. So I went and got some towels for her, tried to wipe her off, and she was just sitting there like she was out of it. And he kept trying to give her more drink. So I put my drink down. About maybe 10, 15 minutes after trying to help her clean her up, I got up because I just wasn't feeling right. My head was just dizzy, and I just felt funny. I could see and I could hear, but I just didn't feel like myself. So I got up, and when I got up, like I collapsed
You pause.
to the floor. Like I couldn't
Hold on.
put my legs in.
You said what?
You pause on that part. Now, did y'all hear the different? Now, like I said, we don't know who's right, this and that, but this is what I'm saying. Trying to, because like I said, it's an issue. It's a common issue. Like I said, what this is about is for her for her specifically as a black woman to, you know what I'm saying, for the media to ignore this, but on lesser things, on lesser evidence, they've attacked other celebrities. You know what I'm saying? So y'all heard the interviews with Charlemagne saying that's what he used to do back in the day. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard those. Okay. I wanted to introduce that because it's something that he said on more than one occasion that I used to slip drinks, slip the Spanish fly in the chick's drink. You know what I'm saying? So now you keep going, but yeah, I just want to point that out.
All right, and just let y'all know it was 2 points in here. So
It was weird. So I never felt anything like that before.
But at the same time, you were 15 years of age. You weren't supposed to be drinking.
all right. So the 2 points that I was mentioning are when it all allegedly happened, she wanted to do it, but her mom told her no.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all caught that, but she did say her mom like blocked it. So I want to get you guys. Hold on real quick, Ryan. I want to get you guys' opinions on her mom blocking that after she wanted to pursue it and her mom blocked it. I want to get you guys' opinions on that. Ryan, go ahead.
Her mama funky ass would be sitting in a fucking cell right next to that nigga if she would have went on and said that shit. Yeah. You allowed your daughter to do that shit. And then the fact that this bitch 15, you know you ain't supposed to be drinking, and you out here trying to look cool and fit in and whoopty wop. I wasn't a drinker, I wasn't a partier. Bitch, you fucking 15. What do you know about drinking and partying in the first place? This nigga came to your house, Mitchell, to take these folks to enable what the fuck happened to you to happen to you. And even though they just allegations and shit, like I said, I mean, bottom line, I take away from, you know what I'm saying, through, you know what I'm saying, it's fucked up. Hate hearing that this shit happens to a lot of motherfuckers out here. You know, it's hella unfortunate. But you have to understand, like, just from them saying that you willingly partook in this shit that you wasn't supposed to be doing anyway, your parents, your legal guardians enabled this shit to happen. Her mama would have been sitting in a fucking jail cell right next to that nigga, man. That shit ain't stupid. She knew that shit. And they was cool with that plea deal shit. They could have pressed the shit even more. You know, I get when people be like, oh, well, you know, it's hard for rape victims to come out and you know, tell the police what happened to them or just anybody else or with you. You know, I get all that. It's very mentally damaging. You know, you don't want the shame. You don't want people looking at you funny. And half the time this shit happens, you know, it comes from somebody that you know. But fuck that, man. Like I said, man, this broad done moved on with her life. She got a whole family. She said she got a career and other shit going for her. Just go about your business. If you need further help, if it sickens you, this nigga making money the way they go them on TV and whoopie wild. Bitch, turn to MTV. Listen to Neo Soul or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to stop this man from doing shit that you gonna do for your fan? Because you don't like this nigga for how he treated you. And then second off, why the fuck are you calling this nigga your friend? Bitch, you 15. This nigga is 23. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't no fucking.
Get into that too.
Man, fuck out of here.
All right, Lauren, you up next.
I mean, so I don't think that we can say, like, in a criminal case like this, we can't look at civil activity. Like, civil activity will come into play from the defense. It wouldn't come into play for the actual victim and her attorney, you know, because that's all civil. You know, you could say that the mom shouldn't have allowed her daughter to go out, but the bottom line is that although she allowed her to do that, at the end of the day, the criminal activity is going to supersede all of that, you know. So, she wouldn't have been sitting in the jail cell. I think the reason that she chose not to go to the trial with this is because of the backlash that could have came to her daughter. You know what I'm saying? You know, people calling her, you know, a hoe, a slut, a whore, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? That's why she probably most likely chose not to take it to trial. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't to try to eliminate her and what may have come down on her. I think it was to protect her daughter, with Charlamagne being a public figure, celebrity, however you want to word it, and the backlash that will come to her 15-year-old daughter as a result of a trial and the media coverage and all that type of different stuff. Was it the right thing to do? I mean, 15 years ago, it was relatively common, you know, and I think that's just something to remember. It's 15 years ago, whether, you know, black, white, Hispanic, I don't care who you were, like, it was relatively common to not take it to trial because you didn't want to deal with the media backlash from the perpetrator, who was a celebrity, who was a man. You know, those factors loom very, very large in, you know, public perception. There's no way he did that. You know, it's on her. It's her fault. These type of things. And so I think the mom did it for protection. Whether it was right or wrong is really not up to really anybody really to having to say one way or the other. It was just a choice that she made.
Okay, Corey, you up next.
I don't think he had a name, but I don't think he was that big. He wasn't on the map because this was 2001. This was 2001. You know what I'm saying? And feel free to respond back. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to respond back because, you know, we're trying to you know, break this down. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, we can break this down all the way. Because it's no way. I don't think Charlamagne should be fired or anything like this. I think, you know what I'm saying, it's just, you gotta there's gotta be more of a word. You gotta talk about, you gotta be truthful about things like that. There's plenty of people who have been truthful like that. It's like Charlamagne prides itself. This is another thing when it comes to, we gotta start holding these leaders, these black leaders. I don't care about these white leaders, none of that, because they ain't got nothing to do with what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I'm holding black leaders accountable, like the P. Diddy situation. I'm holding black leaders accountable for the shit that they do. So Charlamagne, he's a black leader. We need some of the best minds up there. There's plenty of people that will admit that they screwed up in an instance like that, where she was 15. I didn't know she was 15 to this and that. But this is the thing that he didn't say what it was. You know what I'm saying? When he came out with the information, when he presented the case, presented the information to the public, he didn't, you know what I'm saying? First of all, he said he was 20. He didn't say he was 22. So there's a difference, especially when you're dealing with that little age gap in between, you know, that 15 to, 22 when you're dealing with that. And there's many ways, like I said, we want to talk about it because there's many ways that it can be looked at. I don't want to say, necessarily that he's a pedophile or that's something that's in his nature, but it's something that happens way too fucking much. Just like, you know what I'm saying, when we talk
pedophile behavior, bro. Nigga, you 20, that's pedophile behavior. You
Yeah, that's
22,
pedophile behavior. Hey, Ron, we done already know. Hey, we done seen niggas. And we been like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But
bro, like, I don't understand this shit.
But a lot of motherfuckers do that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And I can't. It's pedophile behavior. It's something that needs to be called out. It can't just get swept. It just can't just get swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you did that, say you did that. Because, when they're 15, they look grown. You know what I'm saying? Look grown, and who knows what. Especially, and then you have the case, especially it's the people in the house that what they are teaching the children. And especially in those houses without, it doesn't sound like there was any father in the house. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, if there was, that shit wouldn't even have went down. But, allegedly, the mother knew him and everything. Said she knew the mother, used to come pick him up, met him and everything. And I will say, mothers tend to let this type of shit happen. Mothers tend to let this, when that shit goes down in houses and they meet them and, things like the boyfriend might be driving cars or doing whatever, just may be active or whatever, or he may be, the mother thinks he's fine or something, it's all type of different factors. But, they allow that shit to happen because they were doing the same things when they were 15. I just talked to many females. Many females have stories because they tell, like I said last time, they tell on these niggas. So many females have different stories about how, how they were messing with some dude who was, 21, 22, around that age when they were 15 and 14. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So it's very, very common. And these dudes are doing this shit because that's the age where they have real, very, very impressionable minds. They get, they start feeling themselves, they're getting further, advancing further in puberty, you know what I'm saying? So they start feeling themselves. And they fall for anything. They really have the less, it could be a dirty ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? A dirty ass nigga, but it don't take much to impress a damn 15, 14-year-old, 16-year-old. It don't take much to impress them. So they're that's like a target for them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say necessarily a pedophile, but it's something that needs to be highlighted. And if it's something Charlamagne needs to, the only thing Charlamagne needs to put more light on this because he's the one that brought it. He said something about it first. But what he said, because nobody questioned him on the shit. Nobody questioned him when he said that shit on DJ Academic shit, or when he brought it up again or not brought it up, but he's talking about he used to put pills in people's drinks and shit on Spanish Fly on Brilliant Idiots. Nobody brought that up. There was no allegations. He said that out of his own mouth, and now you have this come out of nowhere, where the same case that he was talking about, alleging of the same things that he said was in his nature of doing. Nobody brought it up before, so he needs to clear that up, because those clips he can clean up all these interviews all he wants, but those clips are out there with him clearly saying that shit and telling a different story. So it looks bad that he's just playing getting his little Jew team together and they playing this little cleanup act. Because if it was anybody else, it would have been TMZ. Who cares if it was already taken care of in the legal system? It would have been on TMZ. When have they shown any fairness to anybody else? So what makes Charlamagne the God any different? And I start to wonder now about Charlamagne, because like I said, I've seen a change in him. He used to be uncut, unfiltered, unbiased, you know what I'm saying? Unbiased in, the way he handled things, but he's becoming more, I still fuck with Charlamagne, but I've seen that change. So, no, I don't know, man. I don't know.
See, all right.
That's why I felt the need to speak on him first, because I mean, even outside of that shit, like just the fact that you showed the type of person that you are, like you showed the character that you possess, even if it was, 15, 16, 17 years ago, like it shows that you're a fucked up person. But in this specific instance, this specific circumstances, fuck, the accountability falls on the chick and her mama, the mama above anybody else, for the simple fact this is a grown ass man and you are willingly allowing your kid to be, you know, to ride out with this dude. And you don't know what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? She was probably one of them young, dumbass young parents who don't know shit, babies raising babies. And, you know, some fucked up shit happened, allegedly. You know, she could have got hit by anybody that was in the house. You know, I mean, he got tested, she got tested. Like, it wasn't no DNA to prove that he was the one that stabbed. His name could have just been the one on the court papers because that's the nigga that brought the bitch. You know what I'm saying? But it could have been any one of the niggas that was there. You know, so fuck that, man.
Go ahead,
It's fucked
Lauren.
up what happened.
I think we gotta be real careful with how we toe this line, because, you know, at the end of the day, it don't matter the age of the female, or let's just say, we'll just use the term victim. It doesn't matter the age of the victim. The responsibility falls on the individual that committed the act. Like, we can't give 50-50 accountability to the mother and Charlemagne. Like, it's just not. It just can't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, the accountability ultimately falls on whoever the perpetrator was. No matter who allowed who to go out. Yeah, maybe there's, you know what I'm saying, you know, something that can be said regarding you being a little bit irresponsible, but at the end of the day, a victim is a victim. You know,
Yeah.
so we can't say, oh, well, the mother is just as responsible as the perpetrator that did this. Now, she may have a moral responsibility to have done something different, but as far as the action that transpired, it's 100% on the perpetrator. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, with Charlemagne, so Charlemagne presented information to law enforcement the way that the transcript is read. Charlemagne presented information to law enforcement. Law enforcement hadn't charged anybody. He went up to the courthouse to say, hey, why my boy sitting here in jail? And then whoop, and the cop was like, well, we haven't charged anybody yet.
That's because
so
his cousins.
That you offering up this information is telling about you more so than anybody else. You know.
But with that, that's because his cousins were allegedly. This is because his cousins were mad at him because they didn't get invited to the party, so they lied to him and said some of his people were locked up in jail. So he wants to go get them bailed out.
Right, so, and I get that. But when you show up, don't start giving information. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you show up, you want to know why these particular individuals, what they're being, you know, what's going on while they're being detained. Right. You don't have to offer up.
You started offering information.
So the fact that he just started chirping automatically incriminated him and everybody that he was associated with in that particular moment, you know. And so that's why you have to look at it from a different light. The challenging part for me when it comes to his character is that I do believe in rehabilitation. I do believe that people have the ability to change. And so for me to say that he's the exact same guy today that he was when he was 22 is a fair representation of who he is now. You know, so I can't say that Charlemagne is a monster today. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that Charlemagne is shady today unless more allegations start coming up that are more recent. But, you know, we can say at that particular time in his life, he was negligent, he was irresponsible.
That nigga was a trifling nigga, basically.
Absolutely.
I want to say this real quick. See, that's what I said when in this age, you know what I'm saying, when you're trying to teach the people and trying to get people, you know, trying to get people on your side and different things like that. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can do whatever, make any decision that you want to make. You can move how the fuck you want to move. But you got people that just don't understand certain things. Their consciousness level, whatever intelligence level, may not be on par with yours, and not even necessarily just the things that they receive, the education, different things. So you have to be transparent when it comes to dealing with people. It doesn't take much to come out. You people always going through the media statements. If you true on what you did, you know what I'm saying? Stand on that shit. Say it. Stand on that shit. Fuck talking about, because you're not gonna get legally charged. It can't be. There's a statute of limitations in South Carolina, and with the civil process. So that's already passed. And then you had this. There's no statute of limitations on the criminal case, but there was already a ruling. You took the plea deal, you know, and everything. So all you have to do is give some clarity. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is just give some clarity.
He said.
Say exactly the opposite. You know what I'm saying?
He's repeated the same thing, and he's taking ownership of, you know, parts of what took place. Like even in, you know what I'm saying, the shit that he was saying about sending the paperwork to dude that conducted the interview with old girl. You know what I'm saying? He's apologized for putting a minor in an unsafe environment. You know what I'm saying? So,
but he lied.
Wait, one at a time.
He didn't tell all of the facts.
But she didn't tell all the facts either, though. You know what I'm saying?
How do we know? How do we know? How do you know? Because we don't know that. She hasn't done no interviews. You can't find an interview of her saying something different from what's in the paperwork and what's somebody else is saying. You know what I'm saying?
That fell on her mama, though.
This is one lie. When somebody tells one lie, don't you start red flagging the other things? What did he say in the interview? He said he was 20. How do you miss that? He said he was 20 years old. He didn't say 22. He said he was underage. He said he was 20 and he was 15. He didn't even say what age she was. He didn't even say what age she was. He gave off the impression that she was underage, so that could have left it up to anything, where she could have been fucking 20, 19, 18, who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, she said she got penetrated.
Hey, hold on.
They little rape kid said that he didn't penetrate. He could have just got some head. That ain't no penetration. It's still fucked up, but there ain't no penetration. I mean, not trying to be funny or nothing. I'm just saying, like, you got one word. Everything is like hearsay. You got what she said.
Nigga,
you got what he said.
What did you just say? Oh, nigga, what did you just say? Nigga, what the fuck did you just say?
No, you said that he was lying because he said he was 20. He didn't say he was 22 or 23. And I'm saying, well, she said she got penetrated. Well, their evidence showed that there was no penetration. He could have got some head. That don't mean that he fucked.
Head is penetration.
But hey, wasn't no DNA. I'm just saying, man, you reach it too far. You take it too far. I ain't trying to go there. I'm just saying.
Ryan, I want to ask you a question. Because I feel like you've been a little bit too harsh to the mother. So I want to ask you a question. As a father, let's say your daughter snuck out the house and something happened. You know what I'm saying? You know, are you exonerated? Are you exonerated from responsibility because you didn't know?
It depends on where you're talking. If you're talking in the legal aspect, I can't really say. I don't know what the law say about that. Are you talking about on the parental aspect? Hell no. I'm gonna beat her motherfucking ass.
It depends on if you get 30 days versus 10 years.
No.
If you get 30 days, I think you should.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying like if the law says it's my fault because she snuck out of my house and that's my daughter, then that's the route I got to take. If we're just talking on a moral note, hell yeah, I'm going to take myself accountable for that shit because I should have known what took place. Granted, shit happens, you know what I'm saying? Some shit happens and you would never think that it would happen, you know, so I'm not saying everything is perfect. But if she snuck out and I was to find out about it, hell yeah, I'm going to take myself accountable. And she going to feel all right. She gonna feel all right for that shit. I'm taking myself accountable, bro. If I let my daughter, if my daughter 15 and she got 20-year-old chicks that she's hanging around, and she's just now telling me about this and asked me, can she roll with them? First off, their answer is hell fuck no. Ain't no fucking way in hell. Second off, we gonna do something about this little friendship you think you got, because that shit ceased to exist from the moment I found out. You know, it's just like, I just can't see myself volunteering my child up for a dangerous situation. You know, granted, shit happens. You can't protect your kids from everything. You know, I understand that. But if it's in my power, bro, it's just not going down. It's not fucking going down, bro. It's not going down at all. And I believe that shit, bro. Like, you know, civil and criminal may be different, but at some point in time, her mama would have been sitting in the jail, bro, for allowing her minor to go out and I don't know what. I mean, even if she ain't sitting in the cell, bro, if I knew her mama, we gonna have a misunderstanding every time I see this bitch. If I even fuck with the bitch at all, just for the simple fact of how I feel. Like,
time out.
Right. Time out real quick. All right. So what I want y'all to be able to talk to each other. I just don't want y'all talking over each other, because it's gonna make it worse for the people who's listening. So I don't really want to mute y'all, because everybody has great points. But when somebody jumps in, I don't want to be in back and forth. You guys keep going. It's like when somebody goes, the other person listens, and then you can rebuttal. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So continue what you were saying, and then Lauren, I know you had something to say.
I mean, even if, in my eyes, even if the law was not involved, I'm gonna feel some kind of way about that situation. It might be resentment towards myself. It might be guilt. But I'm gonna feel some type of way. And granted, I'm still gonna issue out that corrective action that needs to be taking place. Well, I mean, I can't, in the mom's shoes, I can't say it would be any corrective action because she was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But from a parent looking at another parent, yeah, you pretty fucked up. You know, you may and you know, to some and it's as bad as being a motherfucker that did the shit. Now, Charlamagne a fucked up person. Like, I already got that shit out the air. Like, nigga, you just fucked up for even being around.
All right, Ryan, you keep breaking up. Ryan. Lauren, go ahead. Ryan, pause. You keep breaking up. I don't know what's going on, but you keep breaking up, and like you're going in and out. So, Lauren, go ahead.
I think I just want to say that we have to be extremely careful, man, because you know we can't take any of the blame. We can't take any of the blame away from the perpetrators. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't exonerate them in any capacity, and I feel like, you know, you can't. You got to be careful how you toe that line. I agree that the mother was irresponsible for allowing her daughter to go out. I don't know who the mother was at that particular time. I don't know the age of the mother to understand her maturity level. Like, none of that. I don't have any of that information, but that's how men have been allowed to control these particular type of situations forever, because we keep trying to figure out who's to blame and what percentage of the blame that someone should take. And that's why we haven't fixed this, and we haven't started the process of trying to fix this until now, because we sit here trying to figure out who we're supposed to blame. I mean, do you know how many females have gotten blamed for getting raped? It was her fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, she put herself in that situation. She wore that short skirt, or that shirt that was too revealing, and so it's her fault that she got assaulted. I'm not saying that there is not a moral responsibility to do better, but at the end of the day, the blame goes on the person that committed the act. Go ahead, Corey.
But what about when? Hello. What about when the mom is complicit? When she clearly she knows how old the dude is, You know what I'm saying? She knows exactly that she's sending her 15-year-old daughter, but like I said, because she felt like, oh, it should be all right because, you know, I did the same thing in my day. You know what I'm saying? So she sends her 15-year-old daughter out with a dude knowing that he is 22, 23 years old.
That doesn't give anybody the right to assault somebody though. Just because you rolling with a little kid, you know what I'm saying, doesn't give you the right to assault them.
You said to do what?
Just because an adult is with somebody that's underage,
yeah,
and that doesn't give them the right to assault them. You know,
assault?
So yeah, to physically assault them. So yeah. I get what you're saying, but you're talking about a moral responsibility, which we don't know the mother's frame of mind at that time. That's when you really start digging into psychology. I mean, how do we know the mother wasn't assaulted? You know what I'm saying? When she was a young girl, and the sins of the mother are being pushed on the child, you're dealing with a whole different topic at that point. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm talking about as far as not physically assaulting the her being held accountable in the court of law. Her being held accountable in the court of law because she knowingly gave a minor up to somebody who's a 22-year-old, somebody of age, you know.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. And if you wanna put it like that, okay?
Yeah.
So let's say you say you got to do 5 years. You knew better than this. You got to do 5 years, right? What if we
5 years? Yeah.
Let's say the mother had to do 5 years because she knowingly allowed her minor daughter to go out with a legal adult. You know what I'm saying? What's the punishment? Like she's in a lot of ways already been punished if she actually loves her daughter. You know what I'm saying? She's already being punished. So what is jail gonna do for her? It's gonna give her an opportunity to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like we locking people up for stuff like this. No, the mother needs some damn counseling to understand the error in her way. But criminal? I mean, why should she be criminally charged? She didn't do anything but be irresponsible. That's no different than an adult getting behind the wheel and drinking and driving.
That's child negligence. That's child negligence.
Right.
Just like you got mothers.
Right.
Just like you got. Oh.
So what is the time jail going to do? That's what I'm saying. Like, so we need to deal with these situations in a different format. Locking somebody up is really not going to do anything about what already happened. We have to get that mother counseling. You know what I'm saying? Fine her. I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? But her sitting in jail, okay, big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is she gonna do? She's gonna get out. Maybe she has another kid. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, we need to know that she's in the right frame of mind not to allow this to happen in the future. That's what's most important. You know what I'm saying? From the parental aspect is, you know, because we assume she knew better, but that's because we're good parents. Like that's what I'm saying. We assume she knew better because we're good parents. We wouldn't allow it to happen, but there's not necessarily anything that says, you know what I'm saying, that she knew better. We assume she knew better. You know what I'm saying? But
what happens if she does it again then?
What happens if she does it again?
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much you can do. You can't kill her.
But jail time?
You can't stop her from having kids, so we put her in jail, right? So we're going to lock her up, you know what I'm saying, for the rest of her life.
Not the rest of her life.
Let's go all the way out, because the question is obviously if it happens again, she didn't learn her lesson. You know what I'm saying? So obviously she doesn't understand how this works. You know, she's not looking out for the best. And the only thing you can do is tie her tubes so she can't have no kids. Like, you can't do anything else to a negligent parent to take a kid out of the home and put them in a better situation to be protected.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Lauren. Like, on the criminal aspect, the actual doing time part of it, yeah, that shit gonna fall back on him. But at the same time, I mean, both of them should feel they should be morally they should share that guilt of what the fuck happened to her. If he really feel bad about what happened to her while she was in his
Absolutely.
care, he should feel guilty about that shit. If the mom has any decency about herself, she should feel guilty about what happened due to her even enabling that behavior. So, I mean, I've
I
seen
don't
what you were saying the whole time. I just
that I don't disagree with. I don't disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. The mother is going to probably feel more guilty because the dude that did it didn't care. That's why he did it.
right.
So of course she's gonna feel more guilty. I happen to be the father of a kid that got assaulted, not in my care, and I still feel guilty to this day that I didn't do nothing, or that I wasn't there to protect it. Let me feel like that I wasn't there to protect it. I had dudes in the car ready to go hunt dude down and just take him out. But what was that assault? Nothing. Nothing. It's gonna put another brother in jail. You know what I'm saying? For you know what I'm saying, assault, murder, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? The kid's still over here fucked up in the head, you know what I'm saying, because they got assaulted, you know what I'm saying? So it's so far deeper, you know what I'm saying, and, locking people up in jail and wanting them to suffer the consequences for their actions. I guarantee you that mother feels guiltier than Charlemagne did at that particular time. You don't think so, Corey?
If she decent,
Probably
if she
not.
got any decency, she
problem,
would.
Decent.
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
The problem is that these mothers don't get locked up for putting their kids in these situations. The fathers will quit, you know what I'm saying? If they even get blamed for anything, you know what I'm saying? Something they didn't even have to be nowhere near, they'll send the father in jail quick. But these mothers, they get off all the times with these child endangerment, not watching the kids. I mean, just crazy that putting them kids and having them hanging around the boyfriend and everything. The boyfriend does something, and he's getting 100% of the blame, whereas it's nothing on her. Well, not even that. I'm not gonna say that, but you have things like they'll know, the mother knowing about the boyfriend doing things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say having a kid around the boyfriend, because that could he could have just been watching the child. You know what I'm saying? But as far as there's just been plenty of times when it's been child endangerment, when you had him around a known sex offender, you had around drugs and this and that, or gun and this and that. And the problem is I don't think mothers are getting jail time at all. You know what I'm saying?
So give me the solution.
Give you a solution? Shoot, give them
the only solution they got is putting the kid in the other parent's custody. And I mean, didn't nobody say shit about the daddy and none of the paperwork or interview. So, he probably couldn't have been there. So, I mean, the only solution that they could do at that point is just a relinquishment of custody, man. That's really all they gonna do. Like, they could put them in jail, but they probably won't. They could put them in the system, give them to the state, which is probably the next thing if ain't nobody there to claim the kid. But that's about it, man. Just relinquishing custody. That's all they gonna do.
And that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I'm saying we got to be careful in how we place the blame, I guess, is really what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? It's just how we place that blame. Because, I mean, Corey, you and I have had this conversation. You know what I'm saying? That mother was dead wrong. Dead wrong for letting that girl walk out the house with dude. Because I get it. Like, here's the thing. I understand what she was thinking.
Yeah, I got to roll
up.
All right.
What she was thinking was he on his way up. You know what I'm saying? So I want to put my daughter in that situation. Gold digger type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like gold digger type stuff. He on his way up. He getting ready to be somebody in life. So I'm going to put my daughter in that situation. I've seen it a million times. So I understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong. It's 100% dead wrong. But that's a mentality of the struggle. You know what I'm saying? You know, the improper balance of putting your kid in a situation that might help them out in the long run. You know what I'm saying? It's dead wrong. You know, but you know, we've been so impoverished as a people that, you know what I'm saying, you know, without the right education, you just ain't thinking that that's a bad move. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad move. So, like I said, you know, we just have to make sure we put accountability in the right perspective. You know what I'm saying? That's essentially what I'm saying. Is put the accountability in the right perspective, because it's 15 years later. You know, she may not, like, she's psychologically damaged. Is what she's saying. She's psychologically damaged. She's probably gonna need counseling, maybe for the rest of her life if she never gets over it. But at least able to get that interpretation from Charlamagne's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Charlamagne needs to come out and be like, I made some errors as a young man, but that is not who I am now. You know, I apologize to the victim for putting her in this situation. It wasn't me personally, but I do take responsibility for putting her in that situation, because I don't know if Charlamagne's still the same dude. I mean, I mean, Jello was doing it. Jello Pudding Snacks was doing it for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if Charlamagne is still that dude putting girls in bad situations. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, that's not for me. That I'm not interested in doing any type of investigative matter on that. The truth will come out eventually. If he's still doing it, the truth will come out. You know what I'm saying? Shame on him if he hasn't gotten past this, you know what I'm saying, as a male individual. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then from you know, the teaching moment, there's a lot of teaching moments here. You know what I'm saying? You know, first and foremost, you start with the mother. That's the very first place you start. That's the very first place you start from a teaching perspective is, don't put your kids in situations that could get them hurt. You know, as parents, we gonna mess up a whole lot of stuff. We gonna mess up our kids, so we mess up our kids sometimes more than we help them, because we're only going off of what we know, what we understand. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? You know, how do we fix this going forward? You know what I'm saying? You know, obviously the second thing we got to do is we got to hold the perpetrators accountable for their actions. You know, it don't matter what your celebrity is. I don't care if you're small time, if you're big time, if you're just a regular dude with a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Understood that you had control in that moment, and so you took advantage of that control, because that's what this is. Like, this is control. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've taken advantage in the moment. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, there's plenty of people that, I don't want to say that. There are people out there that have done it once and they've never done it again. They've taken control in that moment, and it's messed up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I mean, we've been in a society for so long, male dominance. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just go out and go a little bit further and say white male dominance. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean when I say that is, you know, follow the money, you'll find the issue. You know, and you know, we've taken black men, you know what I'm saying, and we've forced them on a woman, then taking them away from the child. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so all they think is they meet. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm supposed to do, and then people start, you know what I'm saying, they get this mentality of, wow, I have full control. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and take full control. I mean, women are weaker than guys physically. I ain't gonna talk about nothing else, but physically, women are weaker than guys. And plenty of guys are just taking advantage of that for their own, you know, selfish intentions. And so they need to be prosecuted the right way. You know, as long as the facts point to, you know, I mean, sometimes, unfortunately, girls cry wolf, and then a guy takes the fall for that. You know, yeah. So those things happen too. You know, I'm not saying that every guy that's been accused of assault is a chump, because girls lie. You know what I'm saying? You know, to try to get themselves out of hot water, or just because something didn't go right and now you getting ready to, you know, pay for what went wrong. You know, so I just think that, you know, you got to place the accountability the right way. The right way. It's not about who's to blame. We know who's to blame when it happens and it's real. We know who's to blame. You know, you know, and like I said, the right parent, the good parents are gonna feel horrible, because this stuff happens to good parents with kids. This just don't happen to parents that make bad decisions. This happens to good parents with kids. You know, because you can't be there. You know, every single time the kid is, you know, out there in the streets doing whatever they're doing, you know. So teach your kids, and teach your girls, you know, how to present yourself, you know, and not about what you got on per se, but more in laughing and giggling in the dude's face and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, because girls use sex appeal to try to get what they want. And, you know, we we get weak in those instances sometimes, you know. So, you know, we have to teach our young daughters how to carry themselves as women, you know, and our boys, you know what I'm saying? Because it just don't happen to girls. It happens to boys, too. You know, so we have to teach them how to, you know, present themselves in those situations. And it's not going to stop, unfortunately. We just have to do a better job of controlling it.
All right, Corey, you got something? I see your face over there.
Huh?
I said, you got something?
Nah. Yeah. He just need to address it. He needs to say something. Just as far, I don't care about like all the entertainment and media. Maybe that's what it is, because I don't care about like the media and entertainment and all that stuff, man. I'm about really trying to better, you know what I'm saying? Trying to better the society. And, you know, he wants to, you know, if it's all about, you know, today's gossip, do some donkey of the day and talking about music and, you know, having all the black leaders that they say you can have on there. You know, he don't get everybody, man. He don't get all sides. But yeah, I mean, if that's all it's about, you know what I'm saying, just ratings and, you know, YouTube hits, I mean, I guess that's, you know, that's what it is. But, you know, I ain't for that. You know, just come out, man, talk to the people like you would any other time. You know what I'm saying? Be like, just say simply that girl lying. You know what I'm saying? But trying to do this, you know, a little damage control and, you know, trying to shut down accounts and, you know, stuff like that. That's like, nah, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to touch on a few points. I have a few points for y'all. So the whole, like, my biggest problem with this thing is as a young man, and I don't have a kid right now, but when I do have a kid, I will be teaching them the rights and the wrongs and shit like that. But I only can teach them my side. I will have to worry about my spouse's side. You just have to pick better parents. You just have to pick a better female or a better partner to have a child with, because not everybody will be on the same intelligence level, and not everybody will have the same parenthood, or not parenthood, but the same bring up as you did with your parents and your grandparents and shit like that. So before y'all have a kid, make sure y'all have that conversation, because you see people out here. What is that trash ass movie? Precious. Was it Precious? Yeah, that's a perfect example. Because when I guess the boyfriend or whatever was having sex with the daughter, Monique, or my bad, the person played, was the one who was like, "Oh yeah, it's fine. As long as he stays with me, you can continue doing that." And you seeing shit like that was fucking up the community. Y'all really don't see. You really won't see anything positive in that light. In the media, and stuff like that, for like positive parents and shit like that. You really don't see that too much. You'll see all the negatives and shit like that, and like that's what's hurting a lot of the people that's having kids now, because a lot of people that's having kids now is fucking as young as like 16, 17, 18 and shit like that. And so when they have a kid, they still haven't lived their childhood all the way. Their childhood has been cut, and now they're an adult, and they don't know how to. What's the word I'm looking for? They don't know how to cope with becoming a parent and still trying to be a child, because you have to raise a child. You have to be a breadwinner, and not all the time the partner will be there for you. So I mean, it's plenty of examples like that, because, and it's another thing where the mom, or I guess the girl gave or started drinking a drink, and then her homegirl started throwing up. At that point, that should have clicked something in your head, like, yo, wait, okay, why did you just automatically start throwing up? Let me not drink anymore. And if he allegedly kept pushing it on you, you should be like, no, we're out of here. So
she never said she drank anymore after that.
She said
she had already drank some before, and then her friends started going up. So she never said she had any more. She said, I took care of my friend, and then I started getting sick.
And don't forget that we're talking about minors. Anytime we're talking about, so we're talking about minors. So you're talking about a 22-year-old coercing a minor into doing this. So there's no blame on a minor at all. You can't. No.
I'm not blaming the minor. I'm blaming the parent, because the parent should have had that conversation. That's where my whole argument is coming from. The parent, the young parent, needs to learn, but we can't learn if we still want to be children. If that makes sense to y'all, because a lot of the young parents still want to live their lives even though they have a child. They don't want to become the adult at all 24/7 hours of the day. They still want to be that child because they had a kid at a young age, so their childhood is cut short.
Yeah.
And so they feel, nah, I need to go out. I need to pop this pum pum for a goon and all this other shit. So that's where my whole argument was. It's with my whole argument is not with the mom. It's just with the young parenting and how we teach our kids that what I did back in my day, you can do the same exact thing and you'll be fine. We don't want to. A lot of people don't want to teach their kids to be greater than them. They want to teach their nieces and nephews to be greater than them. Like, you see my success right now. I want you to be better than that at a younger age. I want you to do this and this and that at a younger age. You're not gonna feed. You'll feed the bullshit, but you won't feed what your kids actually are looking into. You won't what's what I'm looking for? Punish your kids because you fear Dyfus will come for your ass.
Yeah, some of that, man. I mean, that's very layered, because that mentality, man, like the whole conversation when you talk about sex, like where the bottleneck comes in is religion. You know, the Bible says, you know, like my mom never had the sex talk with me until it was too late. You know what I'm saying? I was already out there, and all I ever heard was abstinence, abstinence, abstinence. And I'm like, man, is there another option? And it was like, no, there's not. Like, that's the only option. We don't teach some of our children about, you know, protection and, you know, the fact that a woman can really only get pregnant at certain times. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't teach those things. We just keep saying we shouldn't have sex. Well, you're not in the room when I got this fine young tenderoni right here that feel the same way about me. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to go ahead and do the do. So then you end up, you know, having unprotected sex. The boy don't know how to put the condom on right. So it really was like not having one. You know, they don't understand condoms protecting against STDs, HIV, like none of that. So yeah, I mean, that's all about education. But religion is the bottleneck in that particular instance, because I've heard a lot of black parents talk about abstinence because the Bible says, you know what I'm saying? And then, well, the Bible said get married if you're going to go ahead and do the do. And then all of a sudden we got 18, 19-year-olds getting married that's divorced by 21, 22 because they were never supposed to be married in the first place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you got media that has put sex everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like 11-year-old, 10-year-old, 9-year-old people that, you know what I'm saying? You play your G.I. Joe YouTube video, and the next thing you know, you got machine gun sex. You know what I'm saying? Coming across as the next video. You know what I'm saying? You know, a little S&M with a machine gun. And you was like, man, I was just watching G.I. Joe. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important, you know, to reach one, teach one. It's so much bigger than just keeping it in your own household. You can keep it in your own household and nothing's ever going to change. Nothing's ever going to change. You got to reach one, teach one. You got to take this out to the communities, you know what I'm saying? Not keep it in your own walls. You know, partner with, you know, people that have some influence and get some money to push your message, you know what I'm saying? If that's what, if that's what will help, you know. But I mean, like I said, man, I mean, there's not a lot of teaching moments from this. They're just huge. Like, that's the thing. They're huge teaching moments as a result of what happened. Charlamagne needs to go ahead and handle his business, do the right thing, you know, to accept responsibility for knowing he was getting ready to take them into a situation that might not, that wasn't going to be conducive for them. You know, accept responsibility for that. I mean, his image is tarnished regardless. I'm gonna put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Some people will be like, that was in the past. Other people, no. And that's why it's important to get out in front of them and tell your own story. You know what I'm saying? Before somebody else tells the story for you. Because guess what? We all telling the story for him now. You know what I'm saying? You know, instead of him getting out in front of it, you know, he should have scheduled an interview with whoever wanted to report it and come out with it before it got. I mean, this is grown. Legs, arms, necks, heads, extra toes. Like, I mean, it's out there now. You know what I'm saying? And he looking like a fool because he took a plea bargain. He ain't came out and tried to say anything in his defense that would really help him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you would figure a dude of his caliber would have attorneys that would kind of do some damage control and be like, man, you want to get out in front of this because this is going to destroy your image. But instead, he's been left to hang out to dry and apparently doesn't have the skill set, you know what I'm saying, or the ability to want to speak out and tell his own story, which is telling in itself when you talk about guilt. You know what I'm saying? And he just kind of sitting back and just saying, hey, man, anytime you see a video, you know, make him take it down. That's it. I mean, that ain't doing nothing. I mean, how many times has Star reposted the video? Since the first time he took it down. He's going to keep reposting it, you know what I'm saying? Because he feels the responsibility, which he's 100% correct. He feels the responsibility to make sure that the victim, or the alleged victim, is able to tell her story. You know what I'm saying? And we stop hiding behind these sheets of, you know, celebrity and fame and control and not allowing the victims to speak out, you know, because I got a lot of issues with the Me Too movement. I got a lot of issues with it. But I also understand that it's necessary in order to help out those that actually have been assaulted in any form of fashion. Maybe it's getting a little out of hand, but it's got to be addressed somehow.
Yeah, you brought up something I want to talk about real quick is the whole church thing. I don't want nobody to take this wrong, even though you're gonna take it wrong. But don't have your kids being raised by the church, man. You have to raise your kids. The church cannot raise your kids, man. And I understand some people or everybody will be like, it takes a village to raise a child. That church is not gonna be that church. A lot of churches aren't gonna raise your child the way you and your family will raise the child. So, main thing I'm saying is you have to be with your parents, your grandparents, and shit like that to raise a kid, because all that knowledge you put in your kid will be good when he or she grows up. But the church is not going to raise your kid the way you want them to be raised, because let's be clear, there is a lot of freaks in them churches. They sinning Monday through Saturday and they repenting on Sunday. You feel me? And if you got a problem with that, you can always hit me up. It's cool. But do y'all have anything else?
I want to keep this on. I want the only issue with all of this is just because the main issue of everything is just the fact that Charlemagne's his facts within the things he said before were different. Now he's come out and said he had no contact with the victim, so he did drop another statement. And just to be clear, as far as the plea agreement was because he was serving drinks to a minor. Now he said before that he was a minor. He said he was only 20, but like I said, that's where the problems arise. And then the fact that he won't address, somewhere because like I said, he brought these out. But yeah, it's so the other one was dropped. And then we see for the fact, it says the victim was uncooperative. It says it in the paper, the victim was uncooperative. This he says her mother wouldn't let her go through with it. I'm saying we're talking about a 15-year-old now. So these are things. It's just that, and I mean, a criminal has a right to protect. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get in trouble. I mean, that's what a criminal do. He's gonna do what he does. He's not gonna, he's gonna say the right thing. He's not bring it up no more, because I mean that's what a criminal would do. But this looks bad. This looks bad because, like I said, there's things that need to be answered. Like, because she's coming out with it. And it's interesting that she, it was Star. It was Star, because Star, Star's not that media type of guy. Star's been doing this type of thing for years, for the past 10 years. The things that he does are nothing. It's stuff that's not going to be popular within the media. He had a start snitching campaign. That's something damn well that's not going to be popular at all. But he had the start snitching campaign. He had then he had a thing where where he switched his show up and it was out in all the police officers who with doing police brutality. His focus was solely on that at a time. Now he's got it. He said he was gonna start doing this before he did it. He said he's gonna start getting at these guys. And then you had the Africa Bambaataa case, and that's they come to Star because Star does the research, and it gets the industry ignores these type of things, especially, so we don't know if the victim tried to contact anybody before and they brushed her to the side. So, it's just odd. I'm saying Charlemagne's did it or anything. It's just odd. It just doesn't seem like the victim is trying to, it doesn't seem like the other cases. Cause like I said, she went through with it. And me and Lauren were talking. We were talking. We said, why could it be, later, so much later? And it's like, because when you seeing somebody on TV, especially when it's such a Charlemagne the guy, his name is in tabloids. You don't even have to be following him to really know, who he is. He's in tabloids, just for everything. He's prominent. When you seeing that name everywhere. I mean, you turn on your TV, turn on the radio, and whatever. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Not look at anything at all? So you see the name, you may see the tabloid Charlamagne the God just got a new deal. You know what I'm saying? Got a new deal with HBO and stuff, and then you go like, oh God, you know what I'm saying? Trying to put it behind you, and you click on the article. And it starts seeing you like starts boiling inside, right? You know what I'm saying? Starts boiling inside. It's like, no, I got to talk to somebody about this. You know what I'm saying? Because like, let's keep it all the way 100. When I say the white America weaponizes black women. They weaponize them, the women in general, but they weaponize black women. They act like they give a damn about them, but they just use them to advance, you know what I'm saying, what they trying to do. And then they'll toss them right to the side. So, you know what I'm saying, there's no real healing for her. You know what I'm saying? She'll try to get over it, but what's the healing, especially if, the mother, how it could be perceived, like I said, these are all alleged, but how it could be perceived, especially if the mother was doing actions like that and she may have been ignoring the whole thing. So who can she really talk to? Doesn't sound like there's any father around. So who can she really talk to? So stuff like this gets held, man, I tell you, just talk to females. Just talk to females, you know what I'm saying? They'll tell you all the time. It's stuff they never, it's just scary, man. It's scary. The stuff that they'll tell you, be like, damn, and you be like, why you ain't tell nobody that? And they just be like,
oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's Charlamagne. Charlamagne is he put those certain facts out. He put those things out. It looks real weird. It looks real weird on his part. It looks very, very weird on his part. That's you shouldn't be around no 15-year-old. As a 22-year-old, you shouldn't be around no 15-year-old. You should not be putting Spanish fly. I've never been around nobody, none of my partners. We don't do no shit like that. We don't fuck with nobody who does anything. We never been around a culture. You know what I'm saying? We never had anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, when we was like, that's why Ryan, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you know what I'm saying? We always been like that. You know what I'm saying? We like, even if you motherfucking, we niggas was 19, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, maybe, 17 maybe, but, 16? That's a nah, G. You know what I'm saying? You 19, she's 16, that's a nah. So that shit ain't even cool. You know what I'm saying? It ain't cool at all. You know what I'm saying? You nasty. You know what I'm saying? You doing that because, and the whole thing comes to no fathers. I'm talking about on both sides as far as, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the mother and the child, and then dealing with Charlamagne. No father. I don't know. Was his father in the home?
Charlamagne?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not so sure, but I think so.
Home?
But so he does speak about his dad a lot in this book.
Okay, yeah, because that's something you should know. You know what I'm saying? When dealing with certain girls, like, you know what I'm saying, it's just, something you should know. And they'll give you certain game, you know what I'm saying? So you'll know what to expect out of females, you know what I'm saying? Because a 15-year-old, a lot of times they talk grown stuff, but for the most part, man, there's only so much that a 15-year-old knows. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much that a 15-year-old knows. So it's like, nah, you can't make the mistakes. You can't make the mistakes at all. And I mean, even if you did it on accident, say it's an accident.
The only reason why I say nah is because I know back in the day, all the old school ass movies where the freshmen would come in and you would see the seniors getting ready, like, oh yeah, we got to get this fresh meat. I know a lot of people did not see that probably growing up, and they thought it was just all in movies. Well, now I'm here to tell you that's real. I've witnessed it happen because
they do that all the time. They nasty.
Yeah,
we call them niggas nasty. That's what I said. We see this all the time. But that shit's not cool. See, motherfuckers just don't say nothing. But if you start having, if you start having the conversations, then that's when it pops into everybody's conscious. But but see, everybody's having their own individual conversations within themselves, like, oh, that's nasty. So nothing's really being said, and then the motherfuckers are still going on doing shit. You know, motherfuckers senior and shit, sitting up there walking around with the freshmen, you know what I'm saying, on their arm and everything, and everybody's kind of like, they kind of scratching their head, but, you know, nobody's really saying nothing. Nobody's saying nothing. They ain't saying nothing to him, her, nobody. So but it happens a lot. It's a conversation. It's not being, there's no conversation being had about things like this.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? And it took me off guard. I was like, yo, wait, what? Because it was the seniors from the football team.
Yeah.
And they was like, oh shit. It was like, what's good, Randy? And I was like, what's up, man? I'm thinking it's just going to be a normal conversation. But I had a bunch of the kids that was going to be freshmen, and they was like, oh yeah, we see you bringing that fresh meat here. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what? I thought that was just in like movies and shit. I didn't realize this was like real. Okay.
It's upbringing, man, and you know, Corey, the same way you just made the comment about, you know what I'm saying, fathers, man. Sometimes it's the fathers that be telling their kids, telling their boys at least, you know what I'm saying, oh yeah, it's okay, son. You know what I'm saying? Thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, sometimes that's what they did to the mother. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of, you know, that miseducation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. It's all bad. You know what I'm saying? It's all bad, and it's just time that, you know, we call a spade a spade. That's just time that we call a spade, and, you know, let everybody know that that's not cool, and it's just happening in your circles. Point it out, but then also you need to remove yourself from that particular individual as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, let them know. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool, but you got to remove yourself, because how easy would it be for you to be implicated on some fuck shit that they did? You know what I'm saying? Just because you happen to be in the same place as them. So, yeah, I mean, you got to protect yourself as an individual, you know, and then, like I said, man, we got to go take the next step and call a spade a spade, you know what I'm saying, and stop allowing these things to happen when we know better, you know what I'm saying, because it always sucks when you hear something after the fact, and you was like, oh, yeah, I remember when such and such, and you ain't got to be outrageous about it. Like, you know, when a thief knows somebody's watching, they're going to be a little bit more careful, you know what I'm saying, about what they do, so that follows the same train of thought in any negative capacity, you know what I'm saying. If they know somebody watching, they know they got to be a little bit more careful, and sometimes that may be the difference between saving somebody's life in that moment or not, you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's real bad. There's a lot of monsters out here. You hear a lot of stories about sexual assault, you know what I'm saying, you know, girls getting snatched up off the streets, ending up dead, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, and I mean, you honestly never know, you know, which is sad, you know what I'm saying. It can be your neighbor next door sometime and you wouldn't know, because all you see him doing is cutting the grass on the weekend. But, you know, when you see it, you know, we have to be enlightened enough to go the right way about protecting anybody that may get caught up in something.
Okay. Any last words?
Man, I just hope at the end of the day, and just like I said, we could be right, we could be wrong, but we're not the experts. We just asking questions. We asking questions. Yeah. Hey, we just asking questions, try to, you know, deal with the facts. The facts, you know what I'm saying? And facts don't necessarily mean truth. Facts are just facts from the case. So we're just trying to, look at things like that. I hope Charlamagne, didn't do, they said DNA came out. It's just, like I said, some of the stuff, he said sounded weird, but same time, I hope he didn't do anything, hopefully, he's able to, keep doing what he does and empower, empower, more people, because he does do good things. I'm not going, go all the way, say Charlamagne doesn't do good things. He does do good things, It's just sometimes I'm kind of like, what are you doing, dog? But, and then I hope the victim, man, I hope she gets help. Like Star told her the same thing. You may not be able to find that type of closure or anything within media, but I hope you should seek. I hope you're able to get help. He told her, you got to look within yourself. Not even then, he said, didn't even say, go get help or anything. He said you got to look within yourself to find that, to get that help and find that closure. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else is going to be able to give that to you. So, I think those are some things. I think that's why I was kind of mad, like, dang, why'd you take why Charlamagne keep taking the interview? Because Star wasn't, dumping on him. You know what I'm saying? Like he said you got to look within yourself to find that closure. All I'm doing is, I'm giving you a voice, a platform to, say your piece. And, everybody should have that. When I look at things, if I was in Charlamagne's position, me personally, I would still let her have that platform. I would not try. That's just me personally. That's how I move, because I'm not into shutting people up. I work the way I think is, okay, go ahead, put your facts up, and I'll put my facts up. That's how confident I am within myself. Now, if that leads to my downfall, whatever, I'm the type of person that says, you know what I'm saying? And this is me talking now. I don't have millions of dollars like Charlamagne. So, it's like, maybe there's things like that, enter in, there's a lot of layers to it. But at the same time, just me as a person, I'm like, I still, especially when I know what I did, and I know I operate in truth. And if I did make any mistakes, I will just say, yeah, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's anything within this case that would say, unless he had a history, I don't think there's anything that would say Charlamagne's a pedophile or anything like that. Maybe he just made a bad assessment at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't want to shut people down, because that just opens a Pandora box that we already seeing on YouTube already, where they're trying to shut down everybody's voices, for them giving alternate facts versus the one that's pushed onto you. We've had that for too long. Too many are just one opinion, one type of fact, fed to you, one train of, not one train of thought, but the way they want you to think on different topics, fed to you through the television and different things, and you just don't want to see that on YouTube. Let the people have their platform. Now if you got something, if it's something that's against the law, or things like that, somebody slandering your name, get them for slander, but to keep trying to shut people, flag people's channels and stuff like that, it's too easy to do that on YouTube. You don't even have to have really proof. You can just flag a person's channel for no reason. So he's opening up a Pandora's box, with that. So it's just gotta let people have, sometimes just have to, I don't know if he actually listened to it, but let people have their voice. It's not a black man trying to down another black man. It's just trying to make sure that a sister's having her voice, her voice heard. And there was actual court, documents, detailing this case, and certain things. So you can't even, there's nothing in this document that says, there's nothing, within the facts that have been brought, there's nothing that says Charlamagne did it, but there's nothing that says Charlamagne didn't do it. Right. So there's nothing that says he can say all day that, yeah, the DNA says, I didn't touch her and things like that. Just like there's people that hit their chicks and bah, they punch their chick in the face, you know what I'm saying? But they work something out, and like the court said, I never touched her. That's part of the thing with the NFL. That's why the NFL takes action on some things. It's just the way the NFL does. The NFL does have a problem with jumping to conclusions or using the facts that they have and giving them harsh punishment, versus others. But then some of those guys, it's like, yeah, you should have, it does sound bad, you know what I'm saying? And there's different facts, like Greg Hardy. That's how he was able to play with the Cowboys, because he was, because it got settled, you know what I'm saying, outside the court. Yeah, outside the court. So he could basically say, yeah, that he can lean off of that. So it's just it's a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing to deal with. You just don't want to just shut people's voice down. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some type of conversation, and everything. But yeah, I hope Charlemagne's not, I really do. I honestly hope that he had nothing to do, with anything like this. Just a little more transparency. That's all, because we rooting for guys like him. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that we're electing the right people, you know what I'm saying, to represent us in the media. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right, my final words are, make sure like all the young parents, older parents, make sure y'all speak to y'all children. If y'all can't speak to them every day, try to have a meeting with them like every week or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Always get to know what's in your kid's mind and what they're going through every day. So that's what I want to leave y'all with.
It's your obligation.
Yeah, that is your obligation. That's very true.
Parenting is a full-time job. Full-time job. Now you're not your parent, you're not your child's friend or anything. You are their guide. You are their guide.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lauren, you got something you want to end off with?
Nah, man. I've said enough, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta protect each other at the end of the day, man. Do what's right and protect each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, this was a bonus episode of the Average Guy Podcast on the Average Guy Studios. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit them links: the Facebook link, Average Guy Podcast, the Grit Sports Media link, the Instagram, Snapchat, SoundCloud. All those links will be in the description below. Oh yeah, Tuesday is going to be an episode for that ass. So just know, R. Kelly, we got some words. And on Tuesday, 9 o'clock, the Average Guy Podcast on the Average Guy Studios, man. Till then, we out, man. Peace.
One more thing, people. What do we call this? You know what I'm saying? We'll write y'all in on this. See, I want to understand. So if we do come up with this, we do agree on this, y'all understand what it's about. Dick Gregory said, he's the first one I heard from. I didn't even know that this was what it was called in the washing machine. Dick Gregory said, in the middle, you know what that's called? That spins in the washing machine, getting the clothes?
Agitator.
The agitator. The agitator. You got to be agitating sometimes to get this thing clean. You know what I'm saying? You got to agitate some stuff. So, hey, it's the Average Guy Podcast, the Agitator Hour, the Agitating Hour, the Agitated Hour. How does that sound, people? You know what I'm saying? The Average Guy Podcast, the Agitated Hour. We're doing some cleaning. You know what I'm saying? Some home cleaning.
Wash some people up. We can wash some people up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. if y'all enjoy these bonus episodes, let us know. Let all of us know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, to wait till Tuesday. We got something for y'all Thursday, 9 o'clock, the same thing, man. We ain't stopping. All right, man, and we out.